Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And today I thought I would jump on and make a card using the Encircled in Warmth stamp set, which is in the Stampin' Up! Mini catalog, the mini July to December mini catalog. Now, I'm a little late. Normally I have it scheduled so I would come on at 12 noon Pacific, and here I am almost 45 minutes late. Don't know what happened. I got busy doing some other videos, and all of a sudden I looked at the clock and here it is 45 minutes late. So apologies for that if you were expecting me on at 12 noon. But I guess better late than never. That's my theory, and I'm going to stick to it for today. So again, apologize. If it is the first time you've found me, welcome, and I hope you'll take the time to subscribe to my YouTube channel if that's where you're watching me from. The subscribe button is just underneath the video. If it's not the first time you've joined me, well, welcome back. And if you're joining me through either my Facebook page or my Facebook group, I'm glad you've found me through that. If you're coming in through the group, don't forget to give permission to StreamYard. You need to go out to streamyard.com/Facebook, give permission, and that way I'll be able to see who's commenting when you're commenting. So, hi Nancy, I'm glad you found me. Like I said, better late than never. And I thought you were going on vacation. So anyway, maybe not quite yet. All right, let me get started and I'll show you, well, actually we'll make the card together because I actually don't have the card made. So, okay, so this is the stamp set that I'm using. It's called Encircled in Warmth, and there are some great sentiments and all intended to be coordinated with the Encircled in Beauty dies that are part in the mini or in the annual catalog. So these dies all cut out coordinating pieces that you can stamp with. So I have gone ahead and cut, and I meant to grab an embossing folder and I still am going to. So I have got a piece of Night of Navy cardstock that is cut 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm just going to go ahead and fold it. And of course I organized my space here and my bone folder went to the bottom of it. Okay, so there we go. So Night of Navy, 5.5 by 8.5, folded in half to form your card base. And then I've got a piece of basic white, and I actually want to emboss that piece. So I'm just going to grab an embossing folder that I meant to grab before. So I'm going to use the Tasteful Textile, I think that's what this one's called, embossing folder, because I just really love this overall pattern. I could have used the type worn type, but this one works. All right, I'm just going to go and put my embossing folder, my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine off here. Okay, so I've got that embossed. Just gives it a little bit of texture that it will go on here. Then I've gone ahead and cut out using this is cut out, this is the brushed silver. And now this one actually doesn't cut out, so that's interesting. It's the first time I've used these, so we're going to do this a little differently. I thought this actually cut out, but it does actually. I know how it cuts out. All right, I actually have to cut around this. So I should have cut this all out at once, but I didn't. So let's see if I can figure out, there we go. So this is kind of a two-part. It will cut out the inside detail, and then you need to put, so I should have done this all at once. So I'm just going to put this back into my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and cut around the outside. So I'm going to use just a little bit of Post-it note tape just to hold the die in place as I cut it. You could use a Post-it note if you've got that. But I just want to hold it in place so it doesn't shift as I run it through my machine. All right. Sometimes you just, maybe that's this kind of day. I'm not used to being late. I'm the kind of person who is always actually way too early for things. My husband always gives me a hard time that whenever we go to something, we're going to be really early. So let's peel this off gently. So next time I know that I need to cut this all out at once, not just that. Okay, my die. So I used on this die, this really detailed die. And so you can coordinate the two, do them all at once using this outside die. All right, now where's my take your pick tool is at the bottom too. All right, so I need to spend a little bit of time just poking out. So I cut this out of the silver. So we have the silver, I think it's called silver metallic paper. There are 3 different colors. There is the mirror, there is the matte, and then there is the brushed. All slightly different colors of silver, which is really cool. This is kind of the one that it's going to be really hard to see on here, but it's kind of a charcoal platinum silver. It almost has a bit of a purple tone to it, so it would coordinate really well if you wanted to put it on, I think, Highland Heather, for example, or Gorgeous Grape. Just kind of has that purple tone to it. But yeah, so the silver paper is really pretty, and I should have cut this out and then punched this out so you didn't actually have to watch me doing it. Yeah, this silver is new in the mini catalog. Unfortunately, I don't know why Stampin' Up! Got rid of the silver foil, which is really too bad. But I'm glad that they brought in this silver in the mini. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll carry over, because I love to use foil on my cards, and not having silver is never good. There is still the gold, and I believe copper. In the catalog. Okay, getting there. Takes a minute, but your take your pick tool works really well I think I've got all of them. All right. So my plan for the card is really just to make this the focal point. I'm not going to do any other stamping. And so I've got a piece of Night of Navy that I cut out. So that will be going behind this. And then I've got this piece that cut out of the middle that I'm going to use. And then this little one cut out of the smallest die. And again, I got all these holes to poke out of it. So I've cut this one out of basic white. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment on this one. So, oops. Oh, there we go. And it's going to go right there. And I think what I'm going to do, now that I look at this, I'm going to grab this is the metallic mesh ribbon. This carried over. It's this great silver ribbon. So I think I'm going to put that around the bottom and tie, probably not a bow, but just a knot. So I'm just going to do it around kind of close to the bottom of my piece of basic white. Just think it needs maybe something. And like I said, I think I'm just going to tie a knot, not a bow. There we go. This ribbon is just so pretty. I'm so glad that they carried it over. It actually colors really well if you've never tried to color it with your blends. Okay, so just a bit of detail across the bottom. Okay, and now we can put this using Stampin' Seal on the card. You can use whatever your favorite adhesive is. It's on the bottom, like that. Now, to put these together, first I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp. So the one that I think the stamp that fits the best on here is this little Let It Snow. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment in Night of Navy. Too bad. Let's put my lid on this before I get my fingers in it. Now I'm going to use dimensionals on the back of this to pop it up. Just a couple of dimensionals I think is fine. All right, so this one will go on like that. Now I am going to have to use, I think, some multi-purpose adhesive glue on the back of this. Little bits. All right, so my glue. So I'll use my silicone mat so I don't get glue all over the place, and I'm just going to take and put a little bit of glue around the edge, not a ton, don't need a lot, and then just so I'm just kind of putting glue somewhat randomly around, but so that there's enough on that it will cover and hold. And let's line that. There we go. Press that down. And oops. Okay. So that's on there like that. I think I'll use some dimensionals. I like to pop things up. Right. So if we're watching, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Just leave me a comment. If you decide to try this card and you're coming in from my Facebook group, don't forget to share your cards. I do a draw at the end of each month, at least actually 2 draws from everybody who shared projects. Send you a little something in the mail. There we go. All right, and then the last thing is we're going to pop up this centerpiece. So I'll say this is really actually a quick and easy card in some ways. It's just a little fiddly in that these dies you have to get rid of all the little bits. That's probably the fiddliest part of making this card. I realized I've got that not quite straight on there, but it's okay. All right. So that's my card. It probably needs inside to it, but I haven't quite got it yet. Oh, Joanna, welcome from Illinois. Great. Oh, Nancy, you're at the ferry terminal. How fun. All right. So that's my card. Again, I hope you enjoy it. It's hard to see with the light. It's shining in the light. The silver is makes it kind of a glare. All right. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, hi, Jacqueline. Great. I'm glad you could jump on. I hope you enjoyed the card. Don't forget to share if you're coming in through my Facebook group. And I'll be doing a draw at the end of September. I guess we're in for a couple of prizes, and I'll be sending them in the mail. So if you haven't taken the time to subscribe and you're coming in through YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get notified. I'll be back tomorrow night. Gosh, it's tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow night's Monday. I will be live, or actually on Zoom, for a class. We'll make a couple of cards. I know it is a holiday here in Canada and the US, but I still will come on and we'll do a couple of cards, anybody who wants to join. That information will be shared on Facebook group and Facebook page for the Zoom link tomorrow. And I'll also be live again on Tuesday at 6:30 Pacific with a sketch challenge. And then again on Thursday at 6:30 Pacific with another card or technique. So I hope you'll be able to join me. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great Sunday afternoon and enjoy whatever you're doing. Hopefully you get to spend some time with family or in your craft room playing around. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Happy stamping.